to bake some bread. Now, first thing we're going to do, which I've already done, load up some flour in the mixer. As I told you, just about 3 cups. We got 2 teaspoons of salt. I don't like sugar, so I use 4 teaspoons of Splenda. Now, the reason they use sugar is because they like to have something that's an accelerator for the yeast. Our yeast is the starter we just made. Look at that beautiful fluffy stuff. I like fluffy. It's a good word. It's like, you not fat, you fluffy. But hey, it's a good thing. Okay, so, there we go. We're also going to need some olive oil. And we're going to have 2 tablespoons of that. So we'll go ahead and drop that in there. Like so. 1 and a 2. And somebody's probably asking, why can't we see him? We just see his hands. Because I'm in my underwear. No, I'm not. I'm not really in my underwear. That would be nasty. Guys, don't cook in your underwear. You'll be single for the rest of your lives. And you don't want to be single? Well, maybe you do. But anyway, just in case. Okay, so we got that in there. Let's go ahead and throw our salt in there, like so. Our Linda. Flour, if you happen to overload your starter. But what we're going to do with our starter, and I'll show you right after this. Okay, somebody took my bread tools. Had to go find them. Alright, basically, bread tools, like I told you, keep mine separate in a little container. Unfettered. Unviolated by the other tools of the house. Okay, so, I take my starter. Oh, and look at that. Look at that ooey gooey wonderful stuff. It's going to be so, well, you know, perfect. Like everything else I make. On that note, I'll probably drop this and splash it all over the place, and I'll have another mess to clean up. I've been so messy the last couple video segments that I've done. I'll set this down and be more careful. So I'm just going to kind of whisk this together now, because it was just like a foamy nightmare almost. Okay, so we will whisk this up. Try and get all that stuff scraped off the edges. You probably can't see exactly what I'm doing here, but I'm whisking it, and it's really, really foamy. And it's been just about 30 hours since that last video, and I've left this sitting out ever since then, and it got really sour. Yummy. So when this bread actually starts to bake, and there's going to be a lot of stuff on the bottom, and you want to make sure you mix this well, because you want to get this all even so that it transfers nicely. And I'm going to go ahead and put the dough hook on. I know you can see this. There you go. Love this, my stand mixer. I'm going to show you guys how to make pasta with this. It's got a beautiful pasta maker, and there's just all kinds of stuff you can do with this thing. Awesome tool. Okay, this is getting just about there. I've almost got it mixed up just about right. Now you want to have your little whisk here and a good spatula, because you're going to need to kind of clean off this. I just pour mine in. I kind of eyeball it. And you want to be careful not to overload it, because then you're going to have to be putting more flour back in, and then more starter if you get too much flour. So, you know, they say about 2 cups of starter for the 3 cups of flour, but I'll kind of eyeball it. About like so. And this might get kind of noisy, and of course you're going to want to raise your mixer and kick this on. I use speed 2 with the dough hook. And I'll lower you in there so you can get a good look-see. Ain't that pretty? Look at my machine. Your spatula will also come in handy in case you need to kind of kick some of the sides in, but be careful with this dough hook. Even on a low speed like 2, it'll snatch a tool right out of your hand, whip it into pieces, and totally ruin what you're doing. That's looking a little bit dry. Now, I should be working with my spatula here, so this is going to get kind of drippy, but that's okay because I'm just trying to show you what's going on here. Oh man, that is like super sourdough, big time. And you want this to get into a nice ball of dough, but you don't want it to be too sticky because you're going to have to work with it. So, you've also seen some of the Italian breads and things like that I make, and that's basically you're just adding Italian spices. You know, you can add, like my little Italian spice grinder. I'll grind some of that stuff in there. Now see how nice that's coming out and how quick? Now that is a beautiful thing. And that's what you want. Okay, let me adjust Mr. Cameraman, which is me. Now I'm going to drop this and I'm hoping you can catch this shot. Okay, so that's still looking a little bit sticky, but let me wash my hands here real quick. Because you better wash your hands after you touch anything like I just did. Last thing you want to do, I'm using paper towels here, but I actually, what I normally do, is I have a stack of these chef's towels, and these things are wonderful. Just throw one over your shoulder, keep it with you. They have multi-purpose uses. Now, just grab some of this dough, work a little bit in your fingers there. Clean hands, guys, you especially. Ladies know better, right, ladies? Ladies, come on, baby. Tell me you know. Now, see, if this doesn't get all gooey and stick to your fingers, you're ready to go. Now, experience and talent, such as mine, okay, you know, we kind of got the timing down. Now be careful, before you stick your hands in there, actually, if you're not used to your mixer, get that dough hook off of there, just to prevent an accident. That thing will take your hand completely off, okay? I'm not kidding you. Now you take this and you work it a little bit. See, that's what I'm talking about. You see how the dough's kind of sticking to my fingers? That's not too bad. If it's really sticky, you throw it back in there, and I'm going to go ahead and do this one because that's just a little bit sticky. And we'll go ahead and throw that dough hook back on there.